Hello everybody, this is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. Today I am putting together one of our specials for Valentine's Day. I'm starting out with, this is kind of a, we call it, what do we even call this vase? I don't know, it's just a glass vase. It's almost like an urn type vase with a cinched neck. So what I've done is I filled it with fresh water, and I've added a little bit of flower food to the water. Now what flower food does is it feeds the flowers, and it also helps to get rid of the bacteria that grows in the water. So it has a sugar to feed the flowers, and then a little bit of a bleach content to kill the bacteria in the water. I'm going to take first my Greenery. This is called Weeping Portocorpus. It grows in a shrub type growth, and I just love it. I love that it has a little bit of movement. I love the dark green of the foliage. It's just really pretty, and I like the way it looks in a flower arrangement. I stripped off the bottom leaves. I'm cutting that stem at an angle, and I'm tucking that right down into the vase. This is going to give me a little bit of a grid for this arrangement. So I'm just removing some of those bottom leaves and tucking that right in. Okay, after I've added this little bit of Greenery to the container, I'm going to start with my lined flower. Now this arrangement, we're calling it, I don't even know what we're calling this. Are we calling this one Red Hot Love? What's the name of this one? With the red? Or Royal Love. Is it Royal Love?
I don't see it. Royal Love.
Royal Love. And the reason I called it that is because it's really deep, almost royal colors. Purple has always been a color that has been associated with royalty for a long time. And so purples and reds I just thought were a beautiful jewel tone color scheme. So I'm starting out with this purple stock. Stock comes in lots of colors. But this purple was so pretty and worked beautifully with my red roses. Now the only thing, this sounds funny, but red is a hard color to come by. True red flowers include Gerbera daisies, roses, carnations, and some berries, which are really true reds. Alstroemeria lilies, gladiolus come in red, but they're kind of, red is just a hard color to come by, and that sounds crazy, especially at Valentine's Day, but it just happens to be. Next I'm gonna come in with my red roses. So these are red heart roses. Heart is the variety of rose, and the reason it's called a heart is because if you look at the petals in the center, most often the center petals will look a lot like a little heart in the center. So I'm going to take these heart roses and I am going to wire them. So I'm going to cut this wire in about a third. I'm going to cut it in thirds. There's another one. So I'm going to take that little piece of wire and I'm going to press it right into the little swollen part up underneath the rose, which is called the calyx. And I'm going to wrap that wire right around that stem. Now this just helps keep that little head standing up. So his little head will get heavy on that stem and cause this stem to get limber, and his head will droop. And so when I wire it, it just guarantees that I'm not going to have that droopy head, and it's going to make these flowers stay pretty longer. So I'm just removing some of the foliage, and I'm taking my floral knife and I am removing these thorns. Now I'm removing the thorns just because I find it's easier to work with the rose if the thorns are removed. And then I'm removing any of the petals that don't look pretty. Now here at our shop, we wire every single rose that goes out of here. Even at Valentine's Day, we will wire every single rose that goes out. So I have Jason and my boys will sit here. We will open all the roses and we will wire each stem. Yes, that's time consuming, but we just feel like it's worth it. To us, it's worth it. Okay, so I have wired my roses. So I'm going to take my roses, cut them at an angle, and tuck them right into this arrangement. Now, when I planned this arrangement for Valentine's Day, my plans are to have some red Alstroemeria lilies and some red Hypericum berries, but I couldn't get my hands on either one of those to make my sample arrangement. So my sample is not going to have those Alstros or the berries, and we'll just be thankful if those come in. But we're trying to do somewhat of a design so that we have a photograph. So there are our red roses and our purple stock. This arrangement's going to have a lot more purple than it is red, but that's okay. I just wanted it to be kind of a royal color. So this is purple Lizzie Anthus. So I'm just taking those stems, using my floral knife, I'm cutting them at an angle. Remove any of the foliage that might fall below the water line and just tuck that right into that vase. This one has two pretty blooms. Take that knife, cut that at an angle, and tuck that in. I had wanted to order red spray roses, but red spray roses were really hard to get my hands on. Like I said, it's hard to find red for some reason. Red roses are pretty plentiful, but other red flowers not so much. I thought that it was important not to do red carnations, and that's just strictly because carnations are not loved by everyone. So I chose not to use the red carnations. These are red, not red, they're purple button mums. I like that my purples are different shades because that's kind of pretty. It almost has a little bit of a red hint to that purple. I think that's kind of pretty. So I have just taken these flowers and kind of gone all the way around in this container. I wanted it to be kind of a compact arrangement. I don't want it too tall. Now what we're doing with our specials is each of our specials will come in small, medium, large, and extra large. So we will do a $50 arrangement, a $75, a $100, and a $150. It's going to have the same color scheme, the same types of flowers. It's just going to have more flowers, you know, as you go up in size. It'll just be showier. But we felt like that was easier because then you could choose. I really like this red and purple. I want to go with the Royal Love, but I really think I would like to, my budget falls in the $100 range. And so that way you can get any of the specials that we are offering. You can get them in any of the sizes. Okay, so there are our flowers. And of course, if I can get my hands on the berries and the the Astros. I'm going to tuck some more red in. But this gives you an idea of what it'll look like, and we're able to post it on our website. This is a little bit of eucalyptus. I'm going to just take a little bit of the euc. I'm cutting it at an angle, and I am tucking it into this arrangement. Now I have chosen not to add ribbon to all of our arrangements. The only arrangements that we are going to add ribbon to is going to be our roses. A lot of that is because, number one, it makes it easier for the designer not to have to stop and tie bows for every single arrangement. And it also saves a little bit of money. So you're not spending your money on the ribbon, you're spending your money on the flowers. This is Israeli ruscus, so we're going to have some of that at Valentine's Day. I thought I'd tuck a few stems of that in there. But see how pretty these colors, they complement each other so well, and it really does look very royal. Now I had thought I would put these mums in. I'm going to hold off on putting these in. My mums that I have ordered for these arrangements are a deeper, like a really deep, almost the color of the buttons. So I'm going to hold off on these. Lastly, to give it a little bit of a finished look, I'm going to add just a touch of this green dragon. I like the green dragon because it gives it a little bit of filler to me. I think it's just a pretty soft filler flower. A lot of times I find it's hard because you can't get your hands on everything that you've ordered for Valentine's Day. So it's always hard to make these orders up to get them on the website to me. I think that red and purple is lovely together. And there is our Royal Love bouquet. This is actually our $50 bouquet. That we will put on the website, and we will upgrade it so that we have the different sizes on our website. Guys, thank you so much for being here with us today. If you have any questions about how we come up with our specials for Valentine's Day, or any questions about Valentine's Day in a flower shop, don't hesitate to ask those down below. We hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you real soon. Thank you so much.